Chapter 1. The Bride Who Left Me Twice. The heat reached me before the pain did. Smoke filled my mouth. Metal groaned above me. Beyond the flames, Lila laughed while Julian held the warehouse door shut. "You should have signed the company over sooner," Julian called. I tried to stand, but a beam pinned my leg. "Lila," I shouted. "Grace is innocent. Leave my sister alone." Her answer came through the fire. "You should have stopped trusting me, Ethan." The roof collapsed. Then music struck my ears. I opened my eyes. White flowers surrounded me. Guests stared at the altar. My hand held Lila's fingers, and the priest waited for her answer. I knew this room. I knew the date. My wedding day. "Lila," the priest asked, "do you take Ethan Cole as your husband?" Her phone rang. My heart stopped. She looked at the screen, and color left her face. "Julian," she whispered. The same name, the same call, the same beginning. In my first life, she had said Julian might kill himself. I had let her run and waited 6 hours. When she returned, I still married her. I called it love. Years later, she called it weakness. "Ethan, I have to go," she said. My fingers released hers. Her father rose. "Lila, put the phone away." She shook her head. "Julian needs me." A murmur moved through the chapel. I heard the warehouse door slam inside my memory. "Then go." Lila blinked. "What?" "Go," I said. "But do not come back as my bride." Her lips parted. "You cannot be serious." "I have never been more serious." She grabbed my sleeve. "He is on the hotel roof. He sounds drunk. I only need 20 minutes. You always need 20 minutes for him. That is unfair." "No. Waiting for you is unfair." Her eyes sharpened. "Why are you acting like this?" "Because I remembered dying for her. Because I remembered Grace crying when false charges destroyed her career. Because I remembered Lila signing away my company." I could not say it. "I finally learned to listen," I said. "You said he needs you. Go." Samuel Hart pushed past the flowers and seized my arm. "You will wait," he said. "Do not embarrass my family." In my first life, Samuel helped remove me from the board. "Take your hand off me." His grip tightened. "This marriage connects our companies. You do not end it over a call." I took the marriage papers from the priest. Lila stared. "Ethan, stop." I tore them once. Samuel went pale. I tore them again and let the pieces fall. The chapel erupted. Lila slapped me. The sound cut through every voice. "You will regret this," she whispered. I touched my cheek. "I already regretted marrying you." Tears filled her eyes, but her phone rang again. She looked at it. That movement gave me my answer. "Go save him," I said. "He has always been your choice." She lifted her dress and ran down the aisle. Samuel followed, shouting her name. I watched the doors close. For the first time in 2 lives, I did not chase her. "Bold move," a woman said from the last row. I turned. Vivian Royce sat alone in a black dress, calm among the shocked guests. Lila called her a snake. Julian called her dangerous. In my first life, Vivian had tried to warn me before her brother died. I refused to hear her. Now I walked toward her. She rose. "Why are you looking at me like that?" "Because I need a bride." A smile touched her mouth. "And you think I am waiting to be chosen?" "No. I think you came ready for war." Her smile vanished. I held out my hand. "Vivian Royce, will you marry me today?" Gasps followed me. She studied my face. "Yes," she said. Hope almost hurt. Then she stepped closer. "But only if you accept one dangerous condition." Chapter 2. A wedding built on revenge. Vivian did not take my hand. "Come with me," she said. She led me into the chapel office. Angry voices filled the hall. "What is your condition?" I asked. She placed a thin folder on the desk. "My brother's name." I stared at the label. "Aaron Royce." I remembered Aaron's body below a parking tower. My company accused him of stealing a battery design, and I believed it. Years later, I found Julian's files. "Aaron was innocent," I said. Vivian's eyes narrowed. "How do you know?" I had answered too quickly. "I reviewed parts of the case. You signed the statement that ruined him. My father prepared it. And you signed it. I was blind. That is not an answer. It is the only one I can give today." She opened the folder. Aaron found false shipments moving through coal industries. He believed Julian used them to hide stolen parts. 3 days later, Aaron died. Your company called him a thief. Lila spread the story. I will clear his name. You do not know what that may cost. I know enough. She watched me. You speak like a man who already saw the ending. My pulse jumped. Outside, Samuel shouted. Ethan. Vivian ignored him. My condition is simple, she said. Give me full access to Aaron's case. Help me expose whoever killed him. In return, I will marry you and help you fight Lila and Julian. This marriage will be legal, completely, and when this is over, we walk away. The answer did not comfort me. I picked up her pen. You should read the contract, she said. I trust you. Her expression hardened. Never say that to me without proof. Blind trust is how people like Lila control men like you. The words cut open an old wound. Then I trust the deal. I signed. I knew revenge alone could not save me, but this cold agreement might give both of us a second chance. Vivian signed beneath my name. A knock shook the door. Samuel yelled, Open this now. Vivian took my torn wedding ring box from the desk. Does the ring fit me? I do not know. Then learn quickly, husband. I slipped the ring onto her finger. It fit. An hour later, my lawyer, Thomas Gray, stood before us at City Hall. Ethan, he said, are you certain? No. Thomas frowned. I looked at Vivian. But I am choosing it. Vivian held my gaze. So am I. We signed the register. Thomas cleared his throat. Then by law, you are husband and wife. When we returned, most guests remained. The doors opened. Lila entered beside Julian. Julian held her elbow. Lila hurried toward me. Ethan, I can explain. Then she saw Vivian's ring. Her face emptied. What is that? Vivian raised her hand. A wedding ring. Lila looked at me. You replaced me in 1 hour? No, I said. I finally saw you clearly. Julian laughed softly. This is dramatic, even for you. I faced him. Did the hotel roof become safer after Lila arrived? His smile paused. Lila stepped between us. He was in danger. Was he? Samuel approached with 2 security guards. You have made a foolish mistake, he told me. End this performance, or I will destroy every agreement between our companies. Do it. You will lose millions. I lost more by trusting your daughter. Lila flinched. You are punishing me. I am freeing myself. Julian's smile returned. Enjoy the victory while it lasts. Vivian touched my arm. Before they leave, she said, you should see something. She opened her phone and played a video from the chapel entrance. I saw Julian speaking to Lila before the ceremony. He handed her a second phone. When I call, he said on the recording, run to me. Let us see whether Ethan waits. Lila's recorded laugh filled the silent chapel. He always waits, she answered. Chapter 3. The future I refuse to repeat. I woke before sunrise with terror pressing against my ribs. Grace. In my first life, her crash happened that morning. Julian later admitted the brakes were cut to force me into a merger. I ran downstairs and called her. She answered. Why are you awake? Where are you? In my car. Get out. What? Get out now. Ethan, I am parked outside my apartment. Do not start the engine. She snapped. You are scaring me. Good. Stay scared and listen. I heard her door open. I am out, she said. Now explain. I am coming. Vivian appeared at the stairs in yesterday's black dress. What happened? My sister is in danger. How do you know? I just know. She studied me, then reached for her coat. I am driving. We reached Grace first. She stood beside her car. You married Vivian Royce, she said instead of greeting me. Yes. After Lila left the altar? Yes. Are you having a breakdown? Maybe. Vivian crouched near the front wheel. The brake line is wet. Grace's anger disappeared. What does that mean? It means you are not driving this car. A mechanic confirmed the line was cut. Grace turned to me. How did you know? I remembered her hospital bed and damaged hand. I received a warning. I lied. From whom? Someone who wants to stay hidden. Vivian said nothing until we entered her car. Then she asked, "Was your warning also from the future?" Grace laughed nervously. "What?" I met Vivian's eyes in the mirror. "I know what happens when I stay weak." "That is not an explanation," she said. "It is all I have." At work, I called an emergency meeting. My best friend and finance chief, Noah Reed, entered first. "You look terrible," he said. "I got married." "That explains nothing." Vivian walked in behind me. Noah stopped. "It explains too much." The board demanded answers. I raised my hand. "Vivian Royce is my wife. Effective now, Lila Hart and every Hart representative lose access to our systems." One director frowned. "Lila owns 8%. Ownership is not permission." Noah leaned close. "The board thinks you have lost control." The board thought Lila was loyal. "Do not turn this company into a revenge stage." "I am preventing theft." "Based on what evidence?" "Based on my decision." His jaw tightened. "That answer will create enemies." "I already have them." Afterward, Vivian closed my office door. "You trust Noah?" she asked. "With my life." "That sounds dangerous coming from you." I opened a secure design file. "Julian stole our battery project in my first life." She went still. "Your first what?" I corrected myself. "My first plan." "You are a bad liar." "I am making a false design. It looks valuable, but the power cells will fail under public testing." "And you expect Julian to steal it?" "I expect someone inside this building to help him." "Who can open the file?" "Only me, you, and Noah." Vivian crossed her arms. "You included me. I need to know who I married." Pain flashed across her face, then vanished. "Fair," she said. "But when I test you, remember this moment." That night, Grace stayed with us. Vivian worked across from me. At midnight, my computer alarm sounded. "Someone opened the file," I said. Vivian moved beside me. "Can you trace the account?" I clicked the security log. The name appeared. Noah Reed. My throat closed. "No," I whispered. Vivian watched me. "You said you trusted him with your life." "In my first life, I did." She turned toward me. "You said it again." I barely heard her. The download completed. I remembered Noah standing beside my hospital bed after Grace's crash. I remembered him promising he would never leave me alone. I remembered his signature appearing on the papers that later removed me from my company. I had blamed Lila for forcing him. Maybe I had been wrong. Vivian touched the screen. "Ethan, what do you want to do?" Fear had followed me into this life, and now it wore the face of everyone I loved. I stared at my oldest friend's name. "Lock every exit," I said. "Noah is still in the building." Chapter 4. The traitor beside me. I found Noah in his office. "Step away from the desk," I said. He looked up. "Why are the doors locked?" "Because you stole my design." His face changed. "What?" I turned the security screen toward him. "Your account downloaded it." Vivian and Grace stood behind me. Noah rose slowly. "I can explain." That sentence ended my life once. He stared at me. "What are you talking about?" I grabbed his jacket. "Who paid you?" "No one." "Lila?" "No." "Julian?" "Ethan, let go." I raised my fist. Grace caught my wrist. "Stop," she said. "He betrayed me. You do not know that." "I know his account was used." Noah shoved my hand away. "Lila contacted me yesterday." My stomach tightened. "What did she want?" "Her system access restored." "And you agreed?" I pretended to agree. I laughed. "How convenient." He handed me his phone. Lila had written, "Ethan will forgive me soon. Restore my access before he causes more damage." Noah had replied, "I can do it tonight. Tell me which files Julian wants." Lila had sent a list. My false design was first. Noah pointed at the time. I logged in so she would think I helped. Then I created a path I could trace. Why did the system show a full download? Because I copied your trap into their server. Vivian read the messages. "Can you prove that?" "Give me 5 minutes." Grace faced me. "You almost hit your best friend. He signed the papers that removed me." Noah frowned. "What papers?" I had said too much again. Grace stepped closer. "You came back from that wedding angry at the whole world. I understand Lila hurt you, but you are treating every person like a future criminal. I cannot lose you again." Her expression softened. Again, Noah finished typing. Here. A transfer map showed the file moving from his account into a server owned by Shaw Dynamics. Vivian nodded. This is enough to set a second trap. My anger turned into shame. Noah. He closed his laptop. Do not apologize yet. Help me ruin him first. Thomas Gray arrived and reviewed the records. Julian cannot resist a public victory, Thomas said. He will launch quickly. He will launch at tomorrow's investor summit, Noah answered. I looked at the false design. Then we let him. Cameras filled the summit hall. Julian stood beside a power unit. Our new cell will change clean transport, he announced. Lila sat in the front row. When she noticed me beside Vivian, she lifted her chin. Julian pressed the test switch. The unit hummed. Nothing happened. Then smoke poured from its vents. Julian slapped the emergency control, but the screen turned red. System failure. I stepped forward. That design belongs to Coal Industries, I said, and it was never safe. Julian glared at me. You sabotaged this. No. You stole it. Noah sent the transfer records to every reporter in the room. By noon, Shaw Dynamics had lost 2 major investors. Victory felt empty. Outside the hall, reporters surrounded us. Lila pushed through them. Ethan is unstable, she announced. Vivian manipulated him after I left to save a life. Their marriage is a business trick. A reporter asked, Mrs. Cole, did you trap him? Vivian stepped in front of me. I did not force Ethan to marry me, she said. I did not leave him at an altar. I did not steal his work. Ask the people who did. Lila's face twisted. You always wanted what was mine. Vivian smiled coldly. You threw him away. Do not complain because I saw value where you saw weakness. Her words struck deeper than they should have. That evening, I entered Vivian's office. A drawer stood open beneath her desk. Inside was a black folder. Ethan Cole. Leverage. My hands went cold. For one breath, I had believed someone finally stood beside me freely. I opened it. Photographs of my house. Reports on Grace. Notes about Noah. Copies of my father's sealed records. Every page carried Vivian's handwriting. My new wife had studied every weakness I had. Behind me, the door clicked shut. Vivian's voice was quiet. You were not supposed to find that yet. Chapter 5. Was I her husband or her key? I kept the folder open between us. What does leverage mean? I asked. Vivian locked the door. It means information that changes a negotiation. Do not give me a business answer. You entered my private office. You entered my life with reports on everyone I love. I collected those before our wedding. That makes it worse. Noah opened the door. Maya Chun is downstairs. She wants a live interview about Lila's claims. Cancel it, I said. Vivian shook her head. Hiding will make you look guilty. I am speaking to my wife. I am your wife. Are you? Noah looked between us. I will give you 2 minutes. Vivian closed the folder. We face the press first, she said. Then I will answer every question. You expect me to stand beside you after this? I stood beside you today. Maybe because I am useful. Pain entered her eyes. Use me later, she said. Survive this now. I hated that she was right. Maya waited with a camera crew, calm while reporters shouted. I will not ask easy questions, she warned. I would not believe easy answers, I said. Maya faced me. Mr. Cole, your former bride says you humiliated her during a mental health emergency. She left our wedding because Julian planned a test. Can you prove that? Vivian showed her the recording. Maya watched it once. Mrs. Cole, how did you obtain this? I placed security cameras near the entrance. Why? Because I believed Julian would contact Lila. Maya turned to me. Did you know about that plan? No. So you married a woman who had been watching your wedding? Yes. Why? I looked at Vivian. Her face remained controlled, but her hands were locked together. Because she stood beside me when everyone else ordered me to kneel. The words left me before I could stop them. Vivian's fingers loosened. Maya leaned forward. Is this marriage real or revenge? It began as a choice made in anger. And now, I heard Vivian breathe beside me. Now it is private. Maya almost smiled. That sounds real enough. Afterward, people shared Julian's recording instead of Lila's tears. Coal Industries recovered. None of it touched the anger inside me. At home, I placed the folder on the dining table. You promised answers, I said. I planned to expose Lila at the wedding, she began. I knew Julian would call. I expected you to wait for her again. Again, she had left you for him before. Not at an altar. No. At dinners. Meetings. Your father's funeral. I remembered every excuse I had made. Vivian continued. I studied your company because Aaron died carrying its secrets. I studied Samuel because he helped bury them. I studied Julian because I believe he killed my brother. And me? You signed the statement against Aaron. So, I was a target. At first, what changed? I learned you never read the final evidence. Your father gave you one page and told you Aaron confessed. How do you know? Thomas told me. I stared at the records. You worked with Thomas before our wedding? Yes. You searched Grace's life to make sure Samuel had no pressure point against you. You followed Noah to learn whether he served Julian. You photographed my house. I needed to know where your father hid his archive. Every answer sounded reasonable. I wanted to trust her answer, but trust had become a blade, and every hand near me seemed ready to use it against me. Together, they sounded like a cage. Vivian stepped closer. You were never my enemy. That is not the same as saying I mattered. Her voice softened. You matter now. I lifted the folder. Was I your husband? Or just your key? She opened her mouth. Nothing came. That silence answered me. I walked toward the door. Ethan, wait. I waited for Lila until it killed me. I will not wait for another woman to decide whether I am human. I left before she could ask what I meant. Outside, my phone vibrated. Lila had sent one message. Vivian did not marry you to save you. Meet me at the chapel, and I will prove what she really wants. Chapter 6. The Sins My Father Buried. The chapel was empty when I arrived. Lila stood beneath the altar flowers. You came, she said. Show me your proof. You look tired. Vivian already taught me that concern can be a tool. Do not waste it. I deserve that. Did you? She flinched. Julian told me he would jump. I did not know the call was a test until I reached the hotel. You laughed about it before the ceremony. I saw the recording, I said. He told me it would make you value me. You believed humiliating me would create love. I believed you would fight for me. I spent 10 years fighting for you. No. You made everything easy. Julian made me feel wanted. He made you feel afraid. She looked away. Where is your proof against Vivian? Lila handed me a copied email. Vivian had written to Thomas months earlier. Ethan is the only path into the coal archive. If he refuses, I will create pressure until he opens it. She married you for access, Lila said. She never cared about you. And you do. I made a mistake. You made a choice. I can fix it. Annul your marriage. Restore my company access and my shares. We can tell everyone you acted from shock. There it was. Not love. Control. You did not bring me here to save me, I said. You came to recover what you lost. That is not fair. You keep using that word when the truth hurts. Vivian is using you, maybe, but she has never asked me to become blind. I tore the email in half. Lila grabbed my hand. Ethan, please. I pulled away. Do not contact me again. Grace waited outside. When I entered, she said, Did you get the truth? I got another lie. From Lila or Vivian? Both. She started the engine. What will you do? Expose everyone. Even Vivian? If she deserves it. Even Dad. Grace looked at me. You have been digging through his records. I know you. He may have protected Julian. And if he did, I will release it. She gripped the wheel. Do you want justice? Or do you want everyone to hurt? I had no answer. At home, Vivian sat with the folder open. You met Lila, she said. Yes. She showed you my email. Yes. Vivian nodded. I wrote it. At least you admit it. I planned pressure through shareholders and reporters. I did not plan to marry you. Then why did you? Because you changed at the altar. That is not enough. No, she swallowed. Because when you tore those papers, I saw someone who might choose truth over comfort. Tell me about Aaron. My brother found illegal battery shipments under Julian's shell companies. He brought the records to your father. Your father promised protection, then accused him publicly. Why? Samuel threatened to expose safety failures at coal industries. Your father chose the company, and Aaron died. 3 days later, I called Thomas. He arrived carrying an old brass key. Your father gave me this before his final surgery, he said. He told me to use it if the past returned. We entered my father's archive beneath the house. I opened a steel cabinet. Inside were Aaron's reports, payments to Julian's shell companies, and my father's signed order blaming Aaron. Grace covered her mouth. I found a second letter. Ethan, I protected the company and destroyed an innocent man. If you find this, do what I could not. Tell the truth. My hands shook. For years, I had worshipped my father's strength. Now every document showed me the innocent blood hidden beneath it all along. Vivian stood across from me. I will release everything, I said. Thomas warned. The stock may collapse. Your father's name will be ruined. It should be. Sirens sounded outside. Noah called me. Ethan, police are entering the house. Someone reported hidden accounts under your name. The archive door opened. Detectives rushed down the stairs. One officer held out handcuffs. Ethan Cole, you are under arrest for embezzlement. I stared at the account numbers on his warrant. I knew them. They were the same forged accounts that destroyed me in my first life. Chapter 7. The cage from my first life. The cell smelled like rust. I sat and heard flames inside my memory. Breathe, I told myself. The warehouse was not here. Julian was not outside the door. A guard stopped beside the bars. Detective Ortiz wants you. He led me to a woman in a gray suit. I am Detective Lena Ortiz, she said. Sit. I obeyed. She opened the first file. 3 hidden accounts received company money under your approval codes. My codes were copied. Every accused executive says that. Then ask questions they cannot answer. Her eyes lifted. You are calm. I have lived through this before. What does that mean? It means Julian Shaw framed me. You named him before I mentioned him. Check the creation dates. The accounts were opened before I became chief executive. Lena checked a page. Her expression changed slightly. I continued. The signatures are perfect because they came from archive board forms. The transfer pattern repeats every 8 days. Julian likes patterns because he thinks control makes him smarter. How do you know that? I know him. She closed the file. The evidence against you is too clean. Then help me make it dirty. Your lawyer is already trying. Thomas visited. Vivian found the original account server, he said through the glass. Noah is tracing the access point. Grace is safe. Keep her watched. She refuses to leave the office. That sounds like her. The board froze your shares. Julian planned this. We need proof. You will get it. After Thomas left, Lena returned. You have a visitor, she said. Lila entered. Leave us, she told Lena. Lena looked at me. I nodded. The door closed, but I noticed the red light beneath the camera. Lila sat across from me. You look terrible, she said. I looked worse when you left me to burn. Her face tightened. Why do you keep saying things like that? What do you want? I can end this. You caused it. Julian moved too fast. I told him arresting you would make everything worse. So you knew. I knew after it happened. Another convenient answer. Her eyes were swollen. Come back to me, she said. Annul the marriage. Give me my shares and I will make the charges disappear. How? Samuel has friends in the prosecutor's office. You mean your father can bury another crime? Do not twist my words. I do not need to. She reached through the table opening. Ethan, we were good once. I was useful once. You loved me. I loved the woman I imagined. Her hand withdrew. I asked, why did someone cut Grace's brakes? Lila froze. Answer me. It was only meant to scare you. My heart turned to ice. You knew. Julian said the car would fail before she reached the highway. He promised she would not be hurt. You let him touch my sister. I tried to stop him. You helped hide it. I was afraid. So was Grace. I am sorry. Say it clearly. Say what you did. I knew about the brakes. The camera light stayed red. I leaned back. Lila followed my gaze and saw it. Her face collapsed. You recorded me. I asked a question. You answered. She stood. You trapped me. No. You finally heard yourself. Lena entered with 2 officers. Lila pointed at me. He forced me. No one forced you to visit, Lena said. After they removed her, Lena placed a release form before me. Her statement supports sabotage and conspiracy, she said. The account evidence is weakening. You are free while we investigate. Freedom should have felt like victory, but one look at Vivian's face told me the real battle had only moved beyond the cell walls to something worse. Outside, Vivian, Noah, and Grace waited. Grace threw her arms around me. I am sorry, I whispered. For what? For failing you before. She pulled back. You did not fail me. Not in this life. Vivian stepped closer. We found the server. Then Julian loses. Noah shook his head. Not yet. He showed me a board notice. Julian Shaw had become temporary chairman of Coal Industries with Samuel's support and control of my frozen shares. My company belonged to him. What was his first order? I asked. Noah answered. Demolish the West River warehouse tonight. My blood chilled. Aaron hid his original drive there, Vivian said. I remembered the flames, the beam, and Lila's final betrayal. Julian was not only destroying evidence. He was rebuilding the place where I died. Chapter 8. The Fire That Killed Me. We drove toward West River. Vivian sat beside me. Noah and Grace followed. Julian knows we are coming, Vivian said. He wants me there. Then we entered together. My phone vibrated. A message from Julian filled the screen. Ask your wife what she traded for control of your company. Below was a photograph of Vivian entering Samuel's office before our wedding. I turned the screen toward her. What did you trade? Nothing. You met Samuel. To demand Aaron's files. Why did you hide it? Because he refused, and I threatened him. She offered Aaron's evidence for your voting shares. Come alone if you want the contract. Vivian read it. It is false. Is the photograph false? No. Grace called. Ethan, do not listen to Julian. You saw the message? Noah did. I have to know what is inside. Vivian grabbed my arm. Then let me walk beside you. I remembered the folder marked leverage. I remembered her silence when I asked whether I was a husband or a key. I cannot risk everyone. You mean you cannot trust me? Tonight, those are the same thing. Her hand released me. At the warehouse, I stopped. Lena opened my door. You are wearing a wire. Julian will search me. This one sits beneath your collar pin. Vivian fastened it herself. If the signal dies, I am coming in, she said. Stay with Grace. I will decide where I stay. I entered alone. The warehouse smelled of oil. My knees weakened. In my memory, fire climbed the walls while Julian laughed. Welcome home, he called now. He stepped from behind a column. Lila stood beside him, pale and bruised. Where is the drive? Julian asked. Where is the contract? He smiled, still pretending you control the room. You framed me, stole my company, and failed to keep me jailed. I control more than you think. Lila whispered, Ethan, leave. Julian gripped her shoulder. He came to hear the truth. I kept my voice steady. Tell me about the wedding call. Lila shut her eyes. Julian laughed. I wanted proof. Proof of what? That she would always choose me. You threatened to jump. I was drinking coffee in a hotel suite. Lila looked at him. You said you needed me. I needed to test my property. I asked. Did you love her? Love is a word weak people use when they want ownership without admitting it. Lila stepped away. You ruined my life. No. You handed it to me. I moved closer. And Aaron? Julian's smile faded. He found numbers that did not concern him. So you killed him. I offered him money. He refused. He chose pride. You pushed him from the tower. He should have stayed silent. I only needed Lena to hear enough. The side doors opened. 2 men dragged Vivian inside. Julian smiled. Your wife does not follow orders. Vivian struggled. Ethan, the messages were fake. I know, I said. Her eyes widened. I knew, because our agreement never mentioned voting shares. Julian had invented that detail, hoping my fear would silence every question inside me. I had entered to make him confess. Julian pulled a lighter from his pocket. "You think you won?" He dropped it into a trail of fuel. Fire raced across the floor. The side doors slammed. Metal locks crashed into place. Julian ran toward the loading exit. His men shoved Vivian and Lila behind a steel storage door, then followed him. Smoke filled the ceiling. Vivian struck the door. "Ethan, go after him," Lila screamed. "Please do not leave us." I saw myself pinned under the beam while Lila walked away. I could chase Julian and end everything. Or I could save the woman who betrayed me and the woman I still feared trusting. In my first life, pain had chosen for me. Now I understood that my next action would decide whether Rebirth had changed anything inside my heart or merely sharpened my anger forever. I ran to the steel door. "Move back." I struck the lock with a fire axe until it broke. Vivian stumbled out first. I pulled Lila through the smoke. "You saved me," Lila coughed. "I saved myself from becoming him." Noah burst through a rear entrance with Lena. "I found Aaron's drive," he shouted. Grace was not with them. My blood froze. Noah held up his phone. A video showed Julian inside Grace's car, a gun against her side. "Bring me the drive," Julian said, "or your sister dies before sunrise." Chapter 9. The Man I Refused to Become. Julian sent the location 10 minutes later. The unfinished North Bridge stood above the river. "Give me the drive," I told Noah. Vivian shook her head. "We make a copy first. There is no time. There is always time to avoid becoming helpless." Lena took the drive. "My team can copy it during the trip." Lila stood beside the ambulance. "I am coming," she said. "No," I answered. "Julian trusts me. He just tried to burn you alive. That is why he will believe I am broken. You are not risking Grace to repair your guilt." I helped him frighten her. "Let me help save her. You can help by confessing." "I will." "Then do it here." Vivian caught my hand. "You knew Julian's message about me was false," she said. "I knew after he called our marriage a contract." "Why?" "That word was in our private agreement. He guessed from the shape of our marriage, but he did not know the terms. You trusted me. I tested the truth." Her hand tightened. "That is close enough for tonight." Lena returned the drive. "The copy is complete. We will track your collar pin. Keep your officers back until Grace is clear." "You are not giving orders." I am the man walking toward the gun. Wind struck me at the bridge. Julian held Grace near the edge, a gun against her ribs. "Ethan," Grace called. "I am sorry. You did nothing wrong." Julian smiled. "Still protecting everyone. Let her go. Give me the drive." I held it up. "Send Grace halfway first." "No." "Then throw her into the river and lose your evidence." "You have changed. You taught me the price of being predictable." He pushed Grace forward. She walked 5 steps. "Stop," he ordered. I placed the drive on the concrete between us. A car door slammed behind me. Lila ran onto the bridge. Julian laughed. "You followed him again." "I came for you," she said. I looked at her. One hand remained inside her pocket. "You chose Ethan at the warehouse," Julian said. "He saved me. You locked me inside. You deserved it." Her face went white. "You said you loved me. I loved how easily you could be used." The words cut deeply. I noticed her phone glowing inside her pocket. Maya's name appeared on the screen. Lila was sending the conversation live. "You ruined my wedding to prove I belong to you," she said loudly. "You killed Aaron because he found the shipments. You cut Grace's brakes. You framed Ethan." Julian's eyes narrowed. "Who are you talking to?" Lila stepped back. He saw the phone. His gun turned toward her. I charged him. Grace dropped to the ground. The gun fired. Concrete broke beside my foot. I struck Julian's wrist. The weapon slid away. He drove his shoulder into my chest, and we crashed against the unfinished rail. "You should have died in the warehouse," he hissed. I did. Confusion crossed his face. I hit him again. The rail snapped. Julian fell, but his hand caught a steel beam below the bridge. "Ethan," he screamed. "One kick would free me from every nightmare." My father had chosen reputation over Aaron. Lila had chosen fear over grace. Julian had chosen power over every life he touched. I could choose death for him. Vivian reached me. "Do not let him decide who you become," she said. Saving him felt harder than killing him, which made the choice truly mine. I grabbed Julian's wrist. He stared up at me. "Why?" "Because justice needs you alive." Lena and 2 officers pulled him onto the bridge and handcuffed him. Grace ran into my arms. Lila stood near Maya's live phone, shaking. "I will confess to everything," she said. "You should." "I know it changes nothing. It changes what happens next." Thomas called before sunrise. "We opened the final files," he said. "Your father created a private fund for Aaron's family." "Did he release the truth?" "No." Shame stopped him. I watched police take Julian away. My father had regretted his choice but died hiding it. I would not repeat that ending. "Release every file," I told Thomas. "Do not protect my name." Chapter 10. The Wedding I Chose. 6 months later, Vivian stood beside me outside the courthouse. Maya lifted her microphone. "Julian Shaw has been convicted of conspiracy, fraud, kidnapping, and Aaron Royce's murder. Samuel Hart accepted a plea for obstruction." "How do you feel?" "Relieved," I said. "Not victorious?" "No one wins when the truth arrives this late." Vivian glanced at me. Maya asked, "What happens to coal industries?" "We rebuild it." "With your family name still attached?" "No." The next morning, workers removed coal from headquarters. Noah stood beside me with coffee. "My grandfather will haunt you," he said. "He can wait beside my father." Grace laughed. "That is the healthiest thing you have said in months." I watched new letters rise. Aurora Technologies. A smaller sign honored Aaron Royce and funded whistleblowers. Noah nudged me. "The board approved Vivian's expansion plan." "Of course they did." "You sound proud." "I am terrified." Vivian joined us. A wise reaction. Grace hugged her. "You two argue like married people." "We are married," I said. Vivian looked at me. Temporarily. The word hurt more than I expected. That afternoon, Lena called me. "Lila wants to speak before sentencing," she said. I almost refused. Then I remembered my father's hidden letter. "I will go." Lila sat behind courthouse glass in a gray uniform. "You look different," she said. "So do you. I heard you renamed the company." "Yes. Your father would hate that. He hated the truth more." She lowered her eyes. I gave Maya every message. Samuel's lawyers offered me a better deal if I blamed Julian for everything. "Did you?" "No." I told them about the breaks. "Why?" "Because Grace deserved the truth. She deserved safety." "I know." Lila touched the glass. "Can you forgive me? I studied the woman I once worshipped and felt only distance. I no longer carry you inside me," I said. "But forgiveness does not mean return." Tears slipped down her face. "Did you ever love me?" "Yes." "Does that make leaving easier?" "No. Understanding makes it easier." She nodded. As I stood, she whispered, "Vivian loves you." I paused. "How do you know?" "Because she looked at you the way I always wanted Julian to look at me." Outside, Vivian waited near the fountain. "Our contract ends today," she said. "You counted the days?" "I count everything." She handed me signed annulment papers. My chest tightened. "You already signed. You kept your promise. Aaron's name is clear. Julian is finished. Your company is safe. And us. You never agreed to an us." I tore the papers. She stared. "You enjoy tearing legal documents. Only the wrong ones. Ethan, revenge is over." "I know." "Then why stay married?" "Because revenge kept me alive, but trust taught me how to live." I took the old ring from my pocket. Its edge was black from the warehouse fire. "I cannot give you this again," I said. "It began with anger and survived too much smoke." "What are you saying?" "I am asking for a new beginning." For once, the future frightened me because I finally had something honest to lose again. 1 week later, I stood inside the same chapel. Only Grace, Noah, Thomas, Maya, and Lena attended. Vivian entered in a simple white dress. She stopped before me. "Are you certain this time?" "No." Everyone laughed. I held her hands. Certainty is not love. Choice is. Thomas offered me a new ring. I slipped it onto Vivian's finger. No contracts, I said. No secret files, she answered. No running to another man. She smiled. No marrying another enemy. I laughed, and the sound felt strange after so much grief. Vivian touched my face. Who am I now, she asked. Your wife, your partner, or your key? My equal. And who are you? I looked at the burned ring resting beside Aaron's name in my pocket. In my first life, I had believed love meant waiting while others chose my fate. In my second, I learned that mercy was not weakness, truth was not betrayal, and trust did not require blindness. On the day I was reborn, I said, I thought I chose revenge. Vivian squeezed my hands. In the end, I chose myself.